Oh no, it's just working. Cool. A little bit of a different game compared to not the normal I play, but it caught my interest, so this is called Slay the Princess. And a small snippet of someone else playing it on YouTube, and I stopped. Sometimes there are games that do that. I see someone else playing on YouTube, and very quickly they grab my attention. I go, no, I don't want to watch anymore. I feel like I have to play it myself. This is only a demo as well, but it's very narrative-led. And the whole premise is, yep, you've got to slay the princess, and everything is your decision. It seems there's a lot of there's a narrator, it's very narrative involved and stuff like that, choice-based, yada yada yada. But I've got to admit, sometimes when I've seen a game like that, saw someone else playing it and gone, I actually just want to do that myself. Normally, they're some of my favourite games I have ever played. So one that immediately springs to mind was like a Return of the Obra Dinn. That is still probably one of the best games I've ever played. So, and that was the last one that made me kind of go, I saw someone else playing it and I felt obliged to go, no, I need to stop watching you. I have to do this myself. So, knowing it's narrative-led, and the premise of the game being Slay the Princess, this is the demo, though. But I think what I'll probably do is start with... Oh, creepy. Just doing my job. I'll be that horrible person, emotionless. Let's go slay that princess. And then from there, we'll sprawl with a different idea of how we're going to path through it. Because I think demo has somewhere between, like, 7 to 9 endings already. So we'll see how we go. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Ominous. Alright, so we're already straight to the decisions. Yeah, the world, what are you talking about? Have you ever considered Sweet! I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution!
That's the spirit.
Like I
You
said.
make your way up the
Like I
short
said.
path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
That is the wrong cable. My monitor's plenty bright. When I'm sat in front of the game, but when it turns to a perfectly dark scene, there's no light on me, and I just disappear. So, right, that'll do. Right. I'm not going to talk over the narrator, by the way. I'm going to let him do his job. I've just realised... for those that want to read, I'm kind of subtitling in the way, aren't I? Let's see. What if I slap myself in this corner?
A warning before you go any further.
Grab that. Okay.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Nah, I've got a job.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm a contractor. Contractor, baby.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
But not impossible. There are ways.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It is I!
Commanding. Almost as though she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Mind games.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk
I'm in charge here.
downstairs,
I
with eyes
decide
on the princess.
what the narrator
There's
lets
a heavy
me to
chain
do.
around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here
Fine.
to kill me or something?
Yes. Nuh-uh.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Well, it's not me. I am working through a proxy. So, let's
You hear the
go.
conviction in her voice. Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I agree. Do it.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh
See?
easily give way
Bang.
and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming, but I have to wonder.
You're breathing surprisingly well for someone with a knife in their chest.
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
We'll find out.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. But like to come check over her sleeve. Of course not. That was too
It's
easy.
over. Don't get all worked up. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
That saved the world.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space.
Well, that's awkward. What am I
What
going to do for dinner?
happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from her. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I'm not convinced about that.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Not convinced.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
If you're a introvert, maybe, yeah. Did you hear that, Rita? I'm happy with that. Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here? I went along and just happily stabbed her. I'll tell you what, let's go dunce route.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are? Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
But I like my table.
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Would it, using the blade, kill us? Would it? We'd be dead.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we'd die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You'd better be right about this. I'd be pretty upset if we die.
You can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you... The end. Nice knowing you.
Yay! Uh-oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
We know.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, we just did that, and it was like... but I died. What am I doing here? I already killed the princess.
I can assure you that you didn't.
I most certainly did.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. What are you talking about? The princess is very much alive and very much in need of slaying before she does her thing and destroys the world. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Oh, is there another one of us in here? I've always been here. I've just gotten a little louder. And I'm ready for all of us to have a marvelous time. Just stay focused on the task at hand.
You trapped me here after I slew her last time. I'm not going to play along this time.
Unfortunate that the sole person capable of slaying the princess also seems to be somewhat insane. Oh well, so long as you get the job done, it doesn't matter what sort of mental state you're in. I have one last warning for you. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do You're right. She won't be a problem. I'm not sure I'm a fan of my new roommate. I think there's a lot more to this situation than we've been told.
Some things are
The
right.
situation couldn't be more straightforward. Just ignore him.
Okay.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odour of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows.
Changed.
The only item of furniture is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
I think we start doing things stepping down. So we've gone in and just gone, murder. I think so the next step is rather than just go, murder, we turn up with the intent to kill, go, I'm kind of going to kill you now. And see where that goes. Let's go with something like that.
Before you have a chance to even think about
what's on
taking
those?
it, the top of a hand appears from underneath the floorboards. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Oh, wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
That's the princess I slayed. Look. Poof. X-Master spot.
Ghost! Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, killer. I guess we've got some things to talk about, haven't we? Like how you murdered me?
Mm-hmm. There's 7 into the demo and many more ways to die. Okay. So that's one where we've just gone in, just gone stabby, stab, stab, but stab, stab. And it sounded like we got shot, but she didn't have that, so obviously it's just a sound they've used to go with demo. Okay. So, I'm going to charge my glass, and then we're going to pick the next route. Do I go one step down, go into the knife, and get a bit chatty, or do I go the other way and go full nice guy? Not sure. I'll think about it. Back in a second. Okay. Right, back to creepy picture. Start. Chapter 1. The hero and the princess. Okay.
You're on a path in the
Second
woods.
run.
You're here.
Should we go one step? Let's go one step down. And to see how much that changes. So, okay, thanks for telling me what to
Don't
do.
mention it. It's all part of the job.
I like being told what to
You
do.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay.
A warning. She will... We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him. He doesn't...
Right. We'll go in, we'll still take the knife, and then we'll go along and almost go do like a...
The interior of the cabin
I've been
is
told to kill you.
entirely bare. The air... The blade... You take the...
Okay, so here we go.
The door to the basement... Her voice...
Who's there?
It's command. Don't let it...
Just hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
There we go, so we'll come on down.
You
Hello.
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here to kill me or something?
Now's B. Yes.
Well, you shouldn't.
She's right,
Okay.
we should. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare.
Not gonna
It's
drop the
fine.
blade.
We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
So from the first run, we've already learnt that, yeah, we could just go kill her.
Poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
I'm not convinced.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see she's unarmed?
You remember what happened that last time? Right, so we did that. That was go stabby stabby. But I want to talk to say I'm not going to drop it.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
She actually
The
does.
two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Okay, right. Well, I feel like we've done that. I feel like when we've gone in and done the stab, I think that's going to give us the same result. So, let's drop the blade. We've got hands, right? We could do a next snap or something.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Okay.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Right. So I think what we're going to do now, though, is still be, while unarmed, a bit cold and ruthless. So if I get an opportunity to go for a kill again without the blade or whatever else or something like that, then we'll still take it. Let's go see what happens there.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So, this is a pretty awkward start to a relationship.
I'd tend to agree. Okay, we've talked enough. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? How long have you been down here? What's your name? There's people there who think you're a threat to the world. What do you have to say to that? I'm here because you're going to end the world. How would I get you out of here? Right, I'm not gonna do something too friendly.
Do you?
Do you know why I'm here? Do you know why you're down to kill you? Do you? Still said I'm gonna go cold. So, do you? No, it's not real. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it's an entirely different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk, but this isn't talking.
Fine. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Yep, that's talking enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Yep, your arrogance has ended
Know
you.
why you're here. Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Ooh.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Take that, jaw.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
You guys had a
We
fight?
can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
What have I got on my arm, by the way? Am I like a dragon or something? Why have I got scales?
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would, but I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. But you don't have the time to worry over such things. Everything goes black, and you die.
Blah, blah, death, blood.
You're
Fury.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay. I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's going to kill us again.
Right, so you had the cold, so how you start it. Right, so this feels like a loop thing, and every time you do something different, you get an extra voice depending on how you loop it.
Is there another one of us in here?
Right, so we've had the cold, and we've had the broken
If you go
now.
to the cabin, you might as well just throw yourself at her feet and beg for mercy.
No, we got her!
You are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff that pathetic little voice to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
We got her! Okay. So, going like how the other demo one went, it sounds like we're going to go to cabin, it'll show something, and that'll be the end of the run. We'll use this as a test, and if that happens, we'll just concentrate on the first run and then kind of just get on with this second bit. Do we go in the cabin? Should we try to go somewhere else? Oh, that's good. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go to cabin.
I have one lie. She will lie. It's not her lies that'll stop us. I must admit, I'm a little worried about going back in there. I don't want to be as much of a downer as my new roommate, but we were definitely outclassed last time. She seems more demon than princess. Ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. She's just a princess. Don't get all in your head about it.
So, you probably build voices that will remember and learn what's gone on apart from the narrator. Yeah, this could be interesting. Oh. Now what's it going to look like?
The interior of the cabin is larger than it should
Different.
be. The only item of furniture is a plain wooden table with a pristine
Windows are
blade
different.
perched on its edge.
And the table's different.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
In we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old wooden staircase. The steps are wide and deep.
Odd eggy thing.
The air seeping up from below is heavy and oppressive, with an odd, eggy stink to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
What are we about
Her
to
fierce
find?
voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's different.
It's somehow even fiercer than it was before.
Of course it is. Don't let it intimidate you. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the
Dragon
princess
lady!
comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Is it just me, or is she bigger than last time? It looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought. I told you. It's pointless.
I was wondering when I might have company. Free me from my bindings, and maybe I'll let you live for a while.
Okay. So. The only one I have to test is doing one of them and then saying I'm not going to it. Though I'm pretty certain it will just force me to go to it. Okay. Run free. Here we go.
You're here.
Go in the blade, drop it, and then keep talking. To some extent. I think it's what we're going to try next. Just walk towards.
You make your way up the short path. A warning. We're not going to ignore him. The interior of the blade. The door to the basement. Her voice.
Who's there?
It's command. Don't let it.
Don't be a stranger.
Hi!
It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs.
She's so...
Focus on the task.
Are you here to kill me or something?
Let's go middle ground then. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to... The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Against your better judgment, you step
if you're a
forward
dick-
to speak with the princess face to face.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's
Yeah,
no...
yeah,
So-
I've had it before.
This is a pretty awkward start to a relationship.
That it is. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
Not to make things even more awkward, but do you know why you're here to kill me?
The narrator asked me to. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
That laugh. I think I'm in love. Stop it.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here, or how I got here.
But you're tough as nails. These are things we have learned.
I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
There's people out there who think you're a threat to the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Yes, tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
Just how long has she been down here?
Did they even bother to tell you how I'm supposed to end the world? Because that just doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd be capable of.
Oh, I like deflect. What's he gonna do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think what I do really matters. Look, at the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or any other number of good things that I'm sure you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Fair cop.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said,
I love the
it's
rating.
all about trust. Blind trust. So, do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Realised. Puts me there. One moment. This way. Oh no! Don't do that! Oh god! Oh my word! What have I done? Oh, save me! There we go. Look the other way. Ah, there we go. There we go. All right. I think this is orientated correctly now. Oh, who knew? Right. Carry on.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
There's no good place to put me in this, is there? Drink me. Look how tiny I am. There we go. We'll go with that.
So smell.
What's your name? How long have you been down here?
She hesitates before answering.
If you go with that
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Too long.
So right click is save. So I can flip flop back between stuff. This is a bit pointless at the moment because this is a demo.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here. And if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
So I think that will lead back to the last ending I did. Some of the chains, get you out of here. Good guy. Route, maybe middle. So let's go with keep her locked away. Because Slate, I think that will go back to the one we just did previously. I think. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other a bit better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Right?
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
See, all we found so far is the narrator doesn't seem to have our interests at heart. And neither does the princess, so we're kind of screwed.
And if you don't,
Oh.
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Oh, there's the eyes. Look at them.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Stick with that middle ground. Let's do it.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Thank God, I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying. No!
You'll be the
Lock that
death
door.
of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in
nice
against
hut.
the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forget it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like
what
she's
was-
getting any weaker.
With like 10 voice boxes?
No, it doesn't.
No. Yeah, let's go with the character I first started with. No, go to sleep.
Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention to it. You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is
Yeah.
she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You're welcome.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Until now.
You're on a path in the... You're here to slay her.
But I died.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second, if he doesn't remember what happened, then Are we sure we don't just want to turn around and hightail it out of here? She's going to do unspeakable things to us if we go back there. Oh, is there another one of us in here? You're a voice of reason, right? Tell them we shouldn't go to the cabin. Tell them we shouldn't even bother. You are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff that pathetic little voice to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Okay, so that's free. How to go about it this time? Should we try to get a free this time? Let's go pure pacifist. Let's see if we get a free. Oh no, I can't do it yet. I have to make a... Let's just...
Such magnificent gusto. We'll all be in
Go to slay that princess!
have. She will... Oh, God. We can't go in there. Do either of you feel sick? Because I feel sick just thinking about that place. We're going to die.
You should be careful. There's something very wrong going on here.
Ignore them. They don't know what they're talking about. She's just a princess. No reason to get all freaked out. The interior of the cabin is plain,
already open.
The smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only item of furniture is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it.
No. The basement door. It isn't there anymore. She could be anywhere.
It's just a frame.
She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting.
No, what did you do? This isn't how things are supposed to go. She's supposed to be an ordinary princess. Quick, the blade.
Go ahead and take your little toy. It won't do you any good.
Your legs go numb before you even have a chance to reach for the blade. You collapse to the floor as your lungs seize up, refusing to take in air.
No, not again!
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
This is a pretty scary princess.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Everything goes dark, and you die. I'm sorry.
Okay. So that's... Let's see. We stabbed her. Was that free? Yeah. Because we stabbed her straight away, and we got the infinity, bit. We tried to stab her late, and she turned into a dragon. And now we've got that one, where she turns into some sort of psychic ethereal being that can just bend stuff to her will by chatting to her a load and just saying we're going to leave her locked in the basement and not do anything about it. So let's... Right, my glass is empty. I'm going to refill it. And let's see if we can break her free and what she does then. Alright, back in a second. Right. Point of curiosity, I've just thought about while doing that. Isn't it interesting how the narrator then was like, hang on, this isn't right. I'm sorry. Which is almost that moment that might be like a... He actually might be on your side.
You're on a path. You're here.
Let's go full Paragon here. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though. Hang on, the end of the world. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here.
I need to
Get
start
in there,
narrating
do
what I
needs
clicked.
to be done.
Apologies, I read fast.
All counting on you.
I'll do better. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Mm-hmm. That seems dumb. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. And if she is bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
Ignore him. The interior of the cabin is almost
Let's not take the
entirely
blade.
bare. The air is stale and must the blade is... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
That's odd.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Now, isn't that interesting? That's changed. Because beforehand it was like, who goes there? Whereas now, hello, is there someone there? It's Karma. Just because I... Is that because I didn't pick up the blade or because I questioned stuff?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down
Just
here.
checking in on you.
I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
We have seen.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay.
He looks a lot friendlier than before.
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
It's at least friendlier. Whereas beforehand, where we've had to go in, drop the blade, stuff like that. It's obviously very difficult with you. It's at least friendlier. It's still not a name.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't
Love that.
be trusted.
Okay, that's...
Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
I love that. I hear it. Okay, that's weird. Interesting point. In the spirit of things, to still go cautious rather than just like, whoa, save the princess. I don't know anything about you. But all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Not really coming up with anything though, that's the thing. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating? Or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Reality.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
It's very relevant.
Actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
We know what that kind of answer will be, probably. I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently a threat to the world. Oh, this is brilliant. There's a change of reaction. Well, beforehand, you clicked that, and it just went straight to another dialogue. And there's a reaction, and then we get picked. Oh, see. But I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
What have you been eating?
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
We might have just entered the cycle of another end. We've already done. I think we have.
Sooner or later,
No,
you'll
which
learn
why don't
to
we go
trust
actually
me.
dangerous?
Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come.
Gotta try to do a bit of a regain here, we'll see how it goes.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here? There's going to be plenty of
still
time
remember
to
chance
chat after I'm
questions.
free, but okay. What do you want to know?
She's been friendly at least this time. This is the difference, it's quite nice. So I could just... That's try to get free, go to kill. Keep locked away. It's danger that'll do the ethereal one we've done before. This is different. Let's go with it. It's quite a middle ground one, so it's good for us stepping down. I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed for a while and just kept you company? Then maybe everyone could be happy.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
No, it's fair cop.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help.
That's that snap root. It's snapped back to a root.
But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Okay, so this is actually kind of good. I probably missed a path I could have gone on, but now we could go the other way. Now she's turned to this blood-licking demon.
Have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes.
Let's see if we try and set her free. What happens? See, because I think if I do retrieve the blade, it might go deal. Let's just try and get her out when she's looking at us like this. Now that she's scary, let's go. Hey, on there. Let's go for it.
You can't be serious.
I am.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret this, I promise.
Oh, I'm not so
You're
sure about that.
making a huge mistake.
Probably.
No. I think you're doing the right thing.
I doubt.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the camp.
I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe a key's still lying around there somewhere up there. And if not, maybe at least find something to help, something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
You try the door,
Not at all.
but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Damn you, narrator! Let's go back down then.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Look at that!
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Hang on. I'm going to start clevering with saves. I'm going to try free her, and if I need to, I'll reload and then try to slay her, see if it's different from one of the other ones.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Choppy choppy.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't. She clutches the wound, softly smiling as her gaze meets yours. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
The narrator takes control.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
I like that.
Stop that.
Oh, I thought this was all a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges. Wait, she dodges? Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
I'm sorry. I can see you're doing your best to resist what's happening to you. I'll try and make this quick.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. You feel her claws on your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained red as your blood seeps into the fabric.
It's weird. Now we've gone from narrators take control of you, potentially evil, and she did humanity, you think like, oh, I'll make this quick.
When she manages to escape from this place and bring ruin to the world, know that it was all your fault.
Okay.
It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the... You're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us has been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then don't forget what he did to us the last time around. We can help her. We just have to find a way. Oh, is there another one of us in here? Help her? Need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. Sure, and all of us in here definitely believe you. Just stay focused on the task at hand. You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously.
I'm definitely gonna kill that princess!
I have what she will lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say the word wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
So, we're dealing with two villains. That's amazing. We are literally juggling between trying to deal with two
The interior
villains.
of the cabin is almost entirely empty. The air stale and musty. The floor
The same.
walls covered in a fine layer of
It's
dust.
the same.
The only furniture is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your
Let's still not take it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy.
It's like
with
just a
sand.
different description every
A hint
time.
of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries softly up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
You're playing a dangerous game.
It's even more hypnotizing than before.
Is it more hypnotizing than before, or is that just what we want it to be?
I think we're in love.
For everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just don't let her charm you. It's all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall
smaller.
of the basement.
She's still so beautiful. And she has both of her arms again. Did everything we just went through actually happen?
It must have, because she's different. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
You. I remember you. You're going to help me get out of here, right?
It's almost like they've done like a more cutesy aesthetic. Okay. What options are we left with? I've seen ones where we could just go, nah mate, and we're not going to approach. So, I guess we go with that. Oh, hang on, no. No, hang on. Let's go back here. No, I want to load here. Loading will lose all you want to guess. Right. Let's go for the kill. Are we ready?
Without hesitation,
whack
bring
out!
the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally, the wound drives her to the ground.
Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see that razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us.
It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
Not true. We've said that
I'm
before.
not
She's a
so
badass.
sure.
Yeah.
Don't waver now.
She's a badass.
You ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow. She lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Just realised we're on 4.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees.
We can still turn this around.
Give up, push job, run for the stairs to lock in the basement. Maybe she'll bleed out. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's overwrite that one. Because that, I feel like, there's a chance I think these could lead to other routes. I want them to see if we go to the same route, so... Top to bottom, top to bottom.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
See, now this is the first. I'll tell you what. This is definitely a parallel universe thing because they're doing some bits, and you're like, nah, she's horrible. She is horrible. And we do bits like this now. We see, like, no, actually, like, maybe she's alright.
This is the end, isn't it? Before you can answer, everything goes black, and you die.
Beast.
You're on a path. You're here to... It hasn't.
Hasn't this happened already?
If it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. If he doesn't remember what happened, then I can still feel each and every puncture and laceration. That beast hurt us, but we're going to hurt her back.
Another voice, so another ring.
Is there
Cool.
another one of us in here? Good. It seems like your head's in the right place. If you can all just stay focused on the task at hand, the princess... She will lie. He's right, you know. She's a clever one, and determined too. Keep your eyes open and your senses sharp, because we're not going to let her get the best of us again. Ignore him, she's just a princess. Don't overestimate her.
What's changed?
The interior of the cabin
It's wonky.
is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. Wind
That
rushing
three-leg
in,
table.
cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only item of furniture is a plain, termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Yes, do it.
Yep, we'll take
You
the
take
blade.
the blade from the table. The door to the basement creeps open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to step over a few holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're stepping down into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
Oh, she's going full wolf now, isn't she?
I can smell you.
It isn't hypnotizing anymore. It's almost feral. Don't let her intimidate you. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes
Broken.
into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
You're the reason I'm still down here. Fiend, monster, betrayer. Nothing will get between my teeth and your throat.
You remember? I tell you what. The more I'm seeing this, she's remembering the cycles. She remembers what you did before. So that was a different. And so that's 5. So that means we've got 2 more. What was we
You
trying to
steel
finish
your
job?
resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out. Excuse me? What's this about? Do you think that... Can you not feel? You take another step. The two of you collapse. Sire, you've paid a terrible...
If you think this is it.
There it is again. But you don't have the time left to worry about such things.
Right, so we're on to the beast one. We've done
You're
this
on a
before.
path. The princess
Run.
is still chained to the wall. There's nothing she can do to stop you from getting out of it.
What if she doesn't succumb to her wounds? Whatever she is so much more dangerous than I thought she'd be.
You rush up the stairs and dive past the threshold. You're safe. For now. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with a heavy wooden table.
Let's
that
see,
once
does it
held
turn to
the
that ethereal one?
Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with
I
fatigue.
know you're still there.
Right.
Things easy.
Dash transition back to that room.
It's not like
She sounds... As she...
when I get out of here, you don't know that.
It doesn't sound like she... No.
Right, I did that before. Bang door, we want to make it pretty out faster. That's unique because of how we did that. Let's try and chat to her. So all it was all an accident, wasn't it? You're not innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me.
You try. It is
Yeah.
She steps
Or maybe I can't take my time.
So, just curiosity. We know how those
Princess,
go.
what if she... You rush up this. You close the base. Okay. You set. It isn't...
I know you're.
She said... As she...
When I get you.
No.
Do you think a couple of cuts is enough to do me in?
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you... Where is she? She's...
Right.
Everything.
So, okay. So,
You're on a path
5?
in the woods.
2 more
And
to
at the end
find,
of that path,
I believe.
you're here.
Let's do a middle finger then. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Let's go mute. Quite a continue down the path away from the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I have to start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going just to keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers
Can you
or
hear
it's
that?
just a trick of light? In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Possible.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
There we go. Straight into a new one.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yeah, screw this guy. They might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's
Look!
plenty of other ways we can ruin his
Ah!
day.
There's a great big, like, wall. Oh.
If by ruining my day you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
Still, the world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful.
You are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices. I have one last warning for you. She will lie. Maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore them, they're just being difficult for the sake of it. The interior of the cabin is odd, the air smelling faintly of
Yeah.
plastic, the
Looks
wood of
quite
the walls
square.
fitting together at uncomfortable angles. The only furniture is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths, causing it to tilt towards the door. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Blade's always the
The
same.
blade is your imp.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyways?
I, for one, would rather have it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here.
I like this contrarian.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Whatever.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be
It's not like it matters. We're going downstairs. It's going
the door to the
place I'm
basement
going.
creaks open, revealing an old wooden staircase. The steps are warped and shoddily constructed. The air seeping up from below is heavy, oppressive, with an odd stink to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her voice carries up the stairs, its multi-tonal lilt adding to the already uneasy atmosphere.
Hello. Is someone there?
That's a little creepy.
This isn't what I expected her to sound like.
What is she?
I think we'd all like to know. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. She locks eyes with you, one moving a little faster than the other. The loose skin of her face stretches into something resembling a smile.
Good lord.
Something in her neck bulges, roiling under her skin as she starts to speak, her voice pouring out between her closed teeth.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I had a friend.
Little creepy. 6. Okay. That's 6. What could be 7? I needed a wee and a top up. While I'm doing that, I'm going to try and think what the 7th option could be. Back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. So if I'm honest, awkwardly, I haven't thought about what other way I could go. I feel like it's probably along the lines of a conversation route. I think go in with the blade and then try to free her. That's what I haven't done yet. There we go. We know.
You're here. While I appreciate the mental act, nevertheless, and before cause that it's no unless.
Alright, Eva, I didn't really say it, so whatever. Walk towards the cabin. Let's get in there. Let's get the blade. I don't think it'll matter too much.
The interior of the blade. You take the door to her voice.
Who's there?
It's commanding. Almost. Don't let it fool you.
Hey,
You
I'm
must have
thinking
the wrong address.
I don't.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Let's go over
Okay,
here.
well, what if you didn't kill me?
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want.
We've done Poker Face before, so let's drop it.
Blade tumbled
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
against your better judgment. You step
Rather
forward
than
to
nice
see
faced
the
and wanted
princess
everything, this is
face to face.
cold faced.
Don't know what you're hoping to
No, at one
accomplish
point I did
yet,
it
but I can
nice,
assure you
and I
there's
went
no
down a
reasoning
sort of
with
not so
her.
nice route. It could be that
Just
as well.
make sure you don't forget about the blade.
So, this is a pretty awkward start to a relationship. Not to make things even more awkward, but do you know why you're here to kill me?
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here. And if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting she is. She hesitates before.
You can address
Note the lack of deep.
too long,
Again.
do you? You're lying.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me. Oh, have you
You know why.
Well, it does. Examine the chains. We're getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to They're large and heavy. Far too
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
I think they'll go back to that same one where there's no key. She turns into wolf worse, and so let's do that.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement. Is someone else here? You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have
Rather
been
the
so
friendly
much
one, it's not a friendly
easier
one.
if you'd easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, rather than nicely, this is not nicely, so it'd be
The
interesting.
knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I think if it goes to slay, it turns into... Hang on.
Against your better judgment, you Place you cut into her flesh. The blade is. She didn't so much as utter the. How is she?
Thank you.
No, we won't have any of us. The princess approach. Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
Hang on. So... Okay, yeah, so we're going back to here. If we do the warn her and stay or something, let's just go for the stabby
Bring
stabby.
the blade down and plunge it into the princess's. Okay. There's no going back. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches,
Different.
turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious?
Apparently.
I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see that blade? Before you have the opportunity to make another move, she rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arm up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel, if we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay.
Too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground.
This is
Her
different.
knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could
Found it.
possibly possess.
It can't just end like this, right?
I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Fury. No, we had a Fury before.
You're on a path. You're here to... Again, if he doesn't remember, there's nothing we can do to stop her. She's going to...
Okay. No. It's alright. We'll double check.
Seriously? You're just going to... Fine, that's strange. That's great to hear. As long as I have one, she will... I must ignore... The interior of the cab, the blade. The door, her
Who's
somehow don't stop playing it. What? You carefully make your way down the stair. As you descend the final step,
Right.
the form of the...
Yeah, okay.
Without hesitation, you
bastard?
hear it's an act. She's unarmed and there's nothing she can do. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade, the two of you forget. You roll out of her, though every... We can As the force of her blows over the princess, wounded but still alive, she places a confident heel. Her knee slides to your throat and your windpipe is crushed under weight you didn't think her frame could possibly possess.
Pathetic.
This is the end. Everything goes black. And you're on a path.
Okay.
through the wood.
Okay. What could be... I'd love to. To space racist choices. Okay. I'm just trying to think. There's one more. What about if we cold-bloodedly kill her and accept our fate? That is something we haven't tried
You're
yet.
on a path. You're here to. You make. The.
Who's...
It does. Good. You focus.
Are you here to kill me or something?
You step.
Oh, I'm
Here she. You love. You feel.
Oh, this is it.
There it is. Yeah, but it. Yes. Why do I feel you? But that. You open. Oh, whatever. I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind. This is.
We're gonna go somewhere. Of course we are. I like
Really?
it here.
Well, if you ever change your mind...
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is. Not happy. Happy still has plenty.
Please, shake yourself out of it.
The little voices please. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift. You simply
Good. There we go. Okay. Okay, very good. Run in. Slay the princess. Go hooray. Well, you know what? I'm going to make that click on wishlist on Steam because that was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. The narration's good. I am curious to see where it goes next. Like, really curious. Can you imagine every time you make a different decision, you get a different voice chiming in and all the rest of it? It's a narrative novel version of Stanley Parable, and I'm really cool with that. That's so cool. Okay, but I'm pretty certain it said there was 7, and that was 7. If not, someone correct me. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I look forward to it not being a demo and being a real game. And I'll catch you all next time.